All right, Fluent AF fam, welcome back. Today, I want to do things a little differently. I want to talk a little bit about healing and not healing as in spiritual, but physical as well. So I've been feeling very aligned and I was thinking about my wounds and the things that held me back. And I realized that I was wounded not because I lacked truth, but because truth was never safe when it came from me. As a child, I was always so outspoken, obviously, because I'm smart, duh. And my curiosity was inconvenient, right? My questions were disruptive, especially growing up in a religious cult. And I went to a religious private school. And my vision always extended beyond what the room could hold. I always overanalyzed and questioned everything. And I learned very early on in life that expansion had a price, right? So I was silenced. And not because I was wrong, but because my truth threatened existing belief systems, people's dogmas, adult people. And I learned that my wound not only resides within my voice, but in my nervous system as well. Every time I speak from instinct or from gut, like I'm doing now, my body remembers every eye roll, the laughter, the correction, the spiritual bypassing, oh, you're too much, or how could you? Wow, why would you say that? So I learned languages to translate myself, to water down my wisdom, to package depth and insight as humor, to ask permission before trusting my knowledge. But little did I know that this was all preparing me for my initiation. I grew to understand and acknowledge that I learned something most people never have to. I learned that truth is not validated by consensus. And this is where Fluent AF is born. Because for me, language isn't neutral. Words shaped my reality. Accents carry power. And I'm hella powerful. So I learned that belief systems live inside grammar, tone, and who gets listened to. And Fluent AF exists because I know how language polices belonging, how voices are hierarchical, how clarity is often code for conformity. And I'm a freaking nonconformist. So when I started teaching almost 12 years ago, I realized that I don't teach languages to make people fit in. I teach so people can stand tall where they are already and speak from there. So it hit me. Fluent AF is not about fluency. It's about authority of voice. There, I found the antidote to my wounds. I was always a teacher. I was just watered down and wasn't taught how to hold authority without apologizing. So as this year ends and I reflect back on my journey, I accept that I no longer need to over prepare, to over explain, to overshare. I no longer wait for credentials to legitimize lived experiences. So I finally realized the wound was never a lack of knowledge. The wound was being ahead of the room, which is why I longed for acceptance. And then I stopped asking, does this make sense? Am I explaining this right? Oh, should I tone this down? And I started asking, listen closer. Sit with this discomfort. You'll catch up. This is medicine. I also realized that my humor is not an armor. It's transmutation. I joke around because I used to see the absurdity of rigid systems. I cackle because I've survived being misunderstood. I play around because joy is a form of resistance. But then I noticed that healing came when humor became a choice, not a shield. I no longer say JK after truth. I let it land. I let it echo. I let others wrestle with it. And this is where I live through Fluent AF. It's playful but piercing. It's warm but unflinching. Funny without self-erasure. So I concluded that Fluent AF is the voice, the meaning, the direction, the belief. And I also noticed that not all healing needs explanation. Not all wisdom needs to be defended. This is where I stopped proving and started remembering. Because, after all, the people I want to attract are going to be all of those who say, "You're an inspiration. Expand. Say it again. Go further. Keep going. I don't need to understand everything to respect you." And I applied this to every single aspect of my life. Love, community, collaborators, and audience. I am now a permission giver, a threshold voice, a translator between worlds, someone who makes others feel brave enough to be honest. Because I don't chase the clout. I attract resonance, baby. I don't need to convince anyone. I invite them. I don't need to shout truth from the top of my lungs. I embody it. Thus, I create, I move, and transform. I am the living naked truth. And thank you all for listening to me and my voice and supporting Fluent AF. Stay curious, stay fluent, keep healing. Dale.